This week on Comedic Confessions.
If people want to follow my secret Instagram account, they can follow. They can follow at Fried Fish Sandwiches.
Is this real?
This is 1,000% real.
Whoa.
He's been doing it for years.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Comedic Confessions. Applause button. There we go. There we go. Nobody else can hear it, but there's a crowd of trillions of bacteria in the room.
Sure.
I'm joined today by two comedians who have important things coming up that they're here to talk about today. Cameron Buchholtz and BradChad Porter. Round of applause, ladies and gentlemen. Woohoo!
Is it? We don't get the applause button.
Oh! I didn't know if it.
I mean, I
it
can't
seemed
hear it,
underwhelming, but yeah, let's.
I mean,
you know what?
I just want to see that yellow light.
Cameron
button come up.
Buchholtz and BradChad. Oh, and then wow, they're really cheering loud.
It's very, I want to say it's Baba Booey, but who's the? It's Fred who actually does the noises on Howard Stern, and whatever.
Yeah.
No one, you're too young probably to even be aware of Howard Stern, right? Like, really, I mean, not you're aware of who he is.
I love the word Baba Booey, and I have heard of Howard Stern.
I'm sure you know how, yeah. But, back in the day, that was a, E! Entertainment television channel. That was, I'd have it on, the return or whatever, the last channel button to go back to the Daily Show or whatever if I heard my parents in the hallway.
Man, when you had to have the last button dialed in when you were watching something inappropriate, that was a good time. I just noticed your Pokemon trainer shirt. That's awesome.
Thank you very much.
Here's how the game works: is I bring on my favorite people to drop their funniest confession or best confession or deepest confession. Then we riff, banter, and learn more about each other. Are you guys ready to play?
Let's do it.
Good. Before we jump in, I like to give the audience a little context. Why don't you go around, tell us a little about yourself, and you have an important show coming up. Ladies and gentlemen, Cameron Buchholtz.
Indeed, yeah. I will be headlining Bricktown Comedy Club for the first time.
Oklahoma City, right?
Oklahoma City, yes. Yeah. The OKC, which it's always weird. It's weird that we have to specify that because it's, there's not a Bricktown in Tulsa, but there's Bricktown Comedy Club in Tulsa. There's also Bricktown breweries, which I guess they get away with that.
Everywhere now.
So it's just, it means nothing. But yes, so the Oklahoma City Bricktown Comedy Club, April 19th, Sunday show. BradChad is on it. And it'll be good. So I'm just trying to, spread the word because I'm headlining. It's on me to sell tickets, and it's and I'm doing it's a hard sell because I'm not allowing comps and stuff. So comics can get them for free or whatever, but I'm not. The club isn't going to be giving away tickets like they sometimes do if a show doesn't sell that well or whatever. So I think
it's cool that you're driving real ticket sales. That's
cool. That's the idea. So we'll see if I regret doing that or not when I perform to an empty room. I should have had Bart give away those tickets to their mailing list.
It really is kind of asking a question that you might not want to know the answer to.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like, how many of my non-comedy friends will pay $15?
How many people care about me?
Yeah, that's really what it is. And it's not, and it is. It's like $20 plus fees or whatever. So it's, but it should be good. It should be fun. I know that the sales numbers right now, and I won't want to kill myself that night.
Good.
So
you already don't want to kill yourself.
I already don't want to kill myself. It's
but
not
a
that
good start.
bad.
It's not that bad. That's a great start.
Yeah. So maybe maim myself, but not kill myself. It's,
Yeah.
So there's that.
That's awesome. And I love that Bark is, you've been all over the country, obviously, but you live in Oklahoma City. So it feels like somebody from our own community that we get to see every day is headlining the club, which is awesome. BradChad, you have something coming up as well.
I do. August 20.
August?
Oh, nope. April. Sorry.
I was going to say, well, we're in advance. Early plug.
April 26th, I have a show at OFX, the Oklahoma Film Exchange in the Paramount Building. Downtown. I do a show there called BradChad at OFX because I'm good at names.
Yeah.
This is episode 2, Don't Suck. And so, come check it out.
All right. April 19th, April 25th, and I'll put 26th.
the 26th.
Yes.
26th.
August.
I think two
26th.
Sundays in a row.
Okay, hang on.
It is not August. It's April.
April 26th.
Last couple weeks of April.
OFX. Get your tickets at ticketstorm.com.
Beautiful. And I'll have you guys send me the link so I can put them in the description and
Indeed.
Plug all that. Cool. Well, that's who you're seeing today. That's where we're getting confessions from. Cameron, would you like to start us off?
Yeah, well, I want to tease one because I have a small confession, but I don't want to do it up top.
Okay.
Because I feel like it's I don't think it's going to lead to that much of a conversation, so I need to just stick it at the end, but also to make people wait. So I'm going to reveal, I have and BradChad knows what this is. I have a secret Instagram account.
Really?
That I'm going to reveal
Oh, that's
towards at the
kinda
end of this
juicy.
episode. So like, yeah. So if you want to know my weird, I don't know what you call it, I think whatever, not main
like
Instagram
micro
account.
obsession.
Yeah, even that the obsession is very strong. But like, yeah. So just a weirdo Instagram account that'll reveal that I'm the person behind at the end of this episode.
I like that.
And the other confession, I've debated whether or not I should tell the story. I'm just going to tell it anyway, and we can figure out if it's worth it or not. I'm being very unfair to the listeners and probably to y'all because I can't name names.
That's okay.
Oh, that's fair. That's
get
okay.
into the.
But I will. I do. I mean, maybe in some ways I'm bragging, but at the same time I can't name the name, so it's not really bragging. But I made out with possibly the most successful female stand-up comedian of the last 10 to 15 years.
Wow.
Of the last 10 to 15.
10 to 15 years, something like that. If she's not the most successful, she's certainly top 5, I think.
Yeah,
you made out with Fortune
no, she's
Feimster?
definitely top 5.
She's definitely, yeah, I made out with Fortune Feimster. And
She's definitely top 5. I know this story.
Yeah, you know
Oh,
the
that's
story.
awesome.
So I'm being unfair to you because you're the only one that really doesn't know.
Well,
but I think that
gets
makes
the
it more fun to.
imagination going.
Yeah. Think of who you think of as the top 5, and it's one of them.
Yeah.
I mean, certainly one of them.
Yeah.
I think so.
Congdon.
Don't start naming names.
Yeah. I'm not gonna.
I was just joking.
I
She's not
think
famous.
it's not that hard to figure out. I just feel like I can't say the name.
Why
It
would you
feels-
say?
Yeah,
It seems
Yeah.
you know, so people
gross.
listening, they'll be able to probably figure it out.
And a gentleman never kisses and tells. You're just
That's
saying,
right.
listen, famous
That's
women
right.
love me, and
Exactly.
we're leaving it at that.
Yeah. Just if only I was a better kisser, maybe I'd be better off in my career. But
That's
it turns
right.
out that's
Can
not.
can we hear the story or
Yeah.
ask details about it?
Yeah,
I won't
yeah.
guess any names.
No, you're good. Whatever. Yeah, I mean, this was like, I don't know, 12, 13 years ago, something like that.
A lot of
you-
water has passed under that bridge, by the way.
You invested early.
Well, yeah, no, it was
Nice.
before. It was definitely before she was like massive at all. Like she was doing. I was living in Austin at the time. She was headlining the Cap City Comedy Club, the big club there in Austin.
Nice.
And it was not like they weren't sold out shows or anything at that point. She was kind of. I think she had definitely been on TV, but nothing. What she's known for had not come out yet.
Gotcha. So she was just like a road comic.
Just a
at this
regular
point.
road comic
Gotcha.
with with premium blur-in credit and probably last comic standing or something. Like it was
Gotcha.
like that. And I just happened to know the dude that opens for her like all the time. And so we were hanging out after like a Thursday show and wound up going to a different bar and whatever. And then me and her wind up sharing a cab back to her hotel. And then wind up making out in the cab on the way back. But then I couldn't close the deal because couldn't, she got dropped off
and
at
you
her
kept
hotel.
on-
And then I stayed in the cab and went home.
Oh.
So that, there's a lot of things that I, missed out on, I guess. But
There was a real simple solution, by the way. It's drop me off first, because you can't invite yourself up to someone else's
Sure.
hotel, but you can invite
Oh.
somebody into your crap apartment. So
Okay.
you definitely the error here was not insisting that I get dripped off first.
But I don't.
You know why I would never even have known that. I drive everywhere. So
Yeah.
I would not have. I would have failed. I would not have known.
Wouldn't have even been in
Yeah.
the situation. Yeah.
I wouldn't have gotten to make out with this lady.
I don't think when I got in the cab, I don't think I was aware that was going to happen. So I don't
Oh,
think it was
she
even
was-
I don't know.
So she was feeling your vibe.
I guess so. And I, was certainly on board, I guess. But yeah.
So when she gets out, are you and the cab driver like, dude, let's fucking
It's
go?
not, I don't remember what the cab driver's reaction was. Because it also feels weird because I wonder if that was the last time I was in a cab. Like, like it had to
might have been,
Uber,
yeah.
Uber might have taken over like 6 months later or something. And also,
The cab driver wouldn't. There's a solid chance that the cab driver doesn't know who anyone in the back
Oh
seat
no,
is.
not at all. Not even a solid chance.
So
Almost
it's
a
just like
100% chance.
It's just like two annoying people
Just random drunk people making out in a cab.
again, like for the 9th time tonight.
Right.
He's like, yeah, there's a little bit of a semen pile on the right. You guys stay to
You
the
guys
left.
want to stay to the left? Yeah.
The cab driver looks in the river. He's like, oh my God, is that Cameron Buchholtz? He's like, you lucky lady.
Yeah.
So were you on the show or you just were part of the Austin scene and were at the show?
I was just hanging out at the club that night.
That's even more impressive. I think that's more impressive because she was headlining. You're
Oh,
just hanging.
I don't think it's
Well-
impressive. I think it's the only reason she
Yeah,
made
if
out
she-
with him.
if
If
she
she'd
had-
have seen his act,
Yeah.
she'd have been like,
yeah. Could have been nah. And,
You're kind of like position yourself as like, oh, that Cap City, that's cute. You know, I'm over at
Sure,
whatever the big
yeah.
thing in Austin is.
I'm doing the Velveeta room tonight.
Yeah.
So
I'm on the secret show.
I guess you do the money thing.
Yeah.
I'm doing the art thing.
Yeah, I'm more about the art. I'm not money motivated.
I'm at Kick Butt Coffee tomorrow night. So
or what's the Buzzmill Coffee? You're doing
Sure,
Chandler
Buzzmill,
Roan's.
yeah. The lumberjack themed coffee shop.
Yeah.
Which is that's another thing. Kick Butt Coffee is also a real place in Austin that does shows, and that's a karate themed coffee shop. I don't know why these coffee shops have very strong themes.
There was a
lumberjack
moment. I mean, I think Austin was like coming into its own in the middle 2000s, right around the time that like theme restaurants were the thing. So I'll bet you a lot of that stuff just lives because people love it.
Well, and it's, in San Antonio, there's shows at the Magic Time Machine, which is just a complete. Are you familiar with the Magic Time Machine?
Never heard of it. What is it?
So it's a weird, like, I guess family restaurant.
Okay.
Like it's picture like an Applebee's or whatever.
Gotcha.
But it's just decorated by a psychopath, essentially. And it's I can't even really pick. I'm just picturing like a bunch of like Raggedy Ann dolls and like just weird random.
Whoa.
Just like antique store toys,
throwback stuff. Yeah.
Yeah. Do you? I mean, you've been there, right?
Yeah,
There's a few of them.
Yeah.
Like it used to be a full on chain.
I don't know. I mean, I only ever went to the one. I only ever went to the one in San Antonio that you made me go to. I don't.
Oh, okay.
I don't remember. I don't think there's. I mean, I don't know.
I feel like there was one in Dallas at some point too. Maybe I'm wrong, but either way, there's comedy shows in that basement. So I don't know. But
interesting. Yeah, I've never been to like the San Antonio or Austin comedy scenes. So this is valuable information.
Well, the Austin scene is a
I'm sure
million
it's changed
times
a lot.
different now.
Oh
yeah.
my God. It's not even. Yeah, it's not even. It's unrecognizable at this point.
Dang.
Because it's I mean, it used to be that the Austin scene was very alternative and the weirdo scene and whatever, and now it's just the worst.
Yeah.
Edgelord grifters
that's
trying
a
to
bummer.
just waiting hours and hours to be on fucking Kill Tony.
Yeah.
And it's just
Yeah.
have pushed out most of the weirdo comics and stuff it's a very, for lack of a better term, I think it's a very segregated scene now.
Oh, there's like kind of the alt bubble.
There's the old
and
alt bubble, and then there's
bubble.
there's the people that moved there during the pandemic because Texas had lax, laws and regulations, and then the Joe Rogan Club and Kill Tony, and it just brought in the scum of comedy. I don't know.
I've opened for a couple people that got like a big bump on Kill Tony, and some of them are all about it, and some of them like kind of hate that that's where their audience came from.
Oh yeah, I know a ton of people who have sat on panel on that show and been like, oh God damn, like I wish you could take stuff off the internet. This is crazy.
Oh, that is funny.
But it is what it is.
Yeah,
there's room for all of it. It's just Austin is thick with it.
Yeah. It's kind of like the ratios in every scene are a little different.
Yeah.
So go ahead.
I was saying I haven't been since all that happened. I haven't been to Austin since like 2019. So maybe I'm just seeing what's online, but I feel like it might be worse than what I'm feeling like. If
I was going to say I stopped in and did a couple of open mics just to see if I knew anybody.
Yeah.
And the answer is no, and it was worse than I thought it was.
I think it's also a case of like I remember when I was living there were probably they used to do the funniest person in Austin contest that Cap City did. It was a big deal because basically every year if you won that, you pretty much got either late night spot or on Comedy Central. Like pretty much without fail, the winner would always kind of.
That's sick.
And I know there used to always be around 150 competitors in that. So there was, maybe not even 200 comics in Austin, which felt huge to me, at the time coming from here or whatever.
Yeah.
I bet you there's over 1,000 comedians in Austin now.
Dang.
Like, I think it's just, I think number of comics wise, I bet it's third to LA and New York.
That wouldn't shock me at all to find that out.
Do you think? How many do you think? Just random, and then Then I want to get back to your story.
Yeah.
How many do you think there are in OKC? Like when you say number of comics, is it like people who have done a couple mics, or like are like really trying?
I think if you count like do an open mic once a month or do a show once a month, that gets you. I bet you we have 75 to 100, maybe, right?
That was what I was gonna guess, but I didn't know. I was gonna guess like 75.
We used to do the funniest person in Oklahoma City contest.
Yeah.
And we typically we typically would get around 75 or so, between 50 and 75 submissions, and there are probably twice as many people that do comedy now in Oklahoma City.
Yeah.
So if you do all of the math, then it's probably it's probably 75 or so. That's a really good. That's what I would have said.
Very good. Because when they did the first Never Ending Mic at Bricktown, I think 75 people.
Was it where there's that many? Okay.
Yeah,
that's a pretty good indicator, probably.
Because then some didn't show up, and then some added themselves to the the lucky, because everybody gets on the lucky bucket. So is those are, I don't know if have you been to one of those?
No, I've specifically avoided them because it just seems like misery. But
I was number 61 on one of the lists, and I was like, okay, next time they do this, I'm just doing the lucky bucket. So the most recent one, I did the lucky bucket, and I went 4th.
Okay, so
perfect.
Just a normal.
I was like, oh, this is great.
Is it shorter? Is it like a 3-minute set?
Well, now it is. Yeah.
Okay.
The first one, I think it was like they had a regular host, and they were like, "This is crazy." And so now the person in the sound booth just hosts it, and they do 3-minute sets.
Yeah. God Mike makes way more sense for that show. That half the show would be just the host getting up and down.
It just went on. It was truly never ending. Like when I went up there, there was actually nobody in the showroom. All the comics had gone out into the bar. I was like, "Hello," like there was nobody in there. So that's anyway. Your story. Okay, I'm trying to think what details I could ask here. What was the move? Like, did you meet her before the show? I want to know.
Yeah, I think I met like after her because we all went. Like it was like me, her opener, her, and maybe like 2 other Austin comics. Like left Cap City, went to this bar to hang out.
Nice. And you were like, "Hey, Toots, I got a tag for you." That's how you get them.
You definitely want to tell a comic how their act could be better. Well, that's definitely going to get you tongue.
I'm joking around. I've seen guys do this.
Yeah, that's. Brutal. I mean, yeah, and I don't remember. Obviously, I think we both were pretty drunk, so I don't remember the like move or whatever. Like there wasn't,
That's what I'm dying to know, and that's what I've been dying to know since I first heard the story.
Yeah,
like who made the first move? Yeah, and how did that go?
I feel like she almost had to have been
because you wouldn't have.
Because I don't think I would have. Yeah, I think she pretty much had to be the.
It wouldn't have occurred to you that this might be a possibility until she made it real clear.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
Dang it. Man, yeah, that is a. You're right. That is a juicy detail that has been lost to time.
Yeah, it's thanks Jägermeister.
I did hear. Have you heard Cameron's new bits about like some of the sober like transition stuff?
Yeah.
Where it's really funny and really clever.
Thank you.
I've been sober my whole life, and I was like, that's funnier than anything I've come up with about being sober.
Yeah, thanks. I don't know. Yeah, I'm just now because. I'm like 6 months sober, so I'm just now starting to bring it up on stage because I feel like at some point I have to. And now I have to figure out how to still tell my old drinking jokes and do the I don't know.
I think you can. I mean, it was really funny.
But thank you.
Yeah, that was impressive.
Yeah, my advice was you tell the drinking stories, and you do the saddest one last. And then you're like that, and that's why I'm sober now.
Yeah,
and that's why 6 months ago,
some shit had to change.
Yeah. That's cool. Any final detail you want to add to the story?
No, I don't.
Have you seen her since or interacted with her at all?
No, I haven't.
Man, you're a better man than I, because I would have been in those DMs like, "Hey."
Well, I mean, I'm sure I could, but I think it's at a point now where that's not,
she's not going to like remember you,
or even probably see the DMs. Let me see.
You're like, "Hey, Oprah, it's me."
Assuming if she's
remember Austin 2012? Grr.
Yeah. Ellen,
fine. It was Bert Kreischer.
The tits are real.
So she has 12.5 million followers on Instagram.
That's pretty good.
I hope you could see the name in the camera reflection of my glasses.
That would be funny. No, that's
so you got away with it?
That's pretty good.
So
what if when you pulled up her profile, where it's like profile picture, number of follow, what if it said follow back? You're
right,
like, oh my god, she follows you, but you never.
Or it'd be even funnier if I was blocked.
Oh my god! Like she had gone out of her way.
Yeah,
man, that's really funny.
I also like to daydream sometimes about like what if for her Cameron is the one that got away.
That would be
right,
awesome.
Like that just in her head, she's just like.
What if should have invited that weird long haired dude up to my DoubleTree room?
Yeah. What if she on a podcast also being recorded this week, they're like, tell us about the one that got away.
What was your low point on the road?
She was like, I was throwing myself at this rocker guy, and he just wouldn't come up to the DoubleTree. He stayed in the cab.
I almost quit comedy. I almost quit altogether.
Yeah. She's like, at that point, I realized I'm not hot enough. I gotta be funny, and that's what like made her get focused. She was like, my sex appeal wasn't working. I had to get funny.
I guess again, I can't. This is another detail that's just ruined by not being able to name names. But I think she was very fresh off a breakup with another known comedian.
Oh, right. So
the story is rife.
It's I know.
Detail. This is cool. Wow, good for you.
Yeah, I mean,
you
just came on here,
which is awesome.
Just came on here just to brag about
banking up
about not closing the deal.
I'm not even headlining Brick. That's all a farce. I just wanted to tell this story.
Exactly. Yeah,
of me getting some mouth action. Even mouth action makes
that's
sound.
That's more. Yeah, it was in a yellow. It was in a yellow cab. Pre Uber days. So
that's awesome.
It'll never happen again. I'll never make out in a cab probably ever again.
Oh my God! True. I never made out in a cab. Like I've made fun of you about this, and I'm realizing now I've never even made out in a cab. God. Like not a single time.
Man, I bet we could find a cab.
I'm sure. I mean, there's a guy that from the apartments I used to live in that drives a cab still. I'll just give him a ring.
You make out with the driver. You don't even have to get a separate person in there.
I mean. That's not the same story, though, is it?
I would hope that the yellow cab company has rules against that.
Yeah.
I feel like that's one of the things they could do that Uber can't really enforce, that the cab companies can.
Right.
Like that's can't. If you try to make out with an Uber driver, like, you're free to do that. Like, it's not, you know what I mean? Like, yeah. That's funny. Yeah, you could make advances to your Uber driver, and the worst it's going to be is uncomfortable for them. But the yellow cab driver, he can get fired.
Man, that's awesome. Great story. Oh, a round of applause button. Yeah. Woo. Okay. BradChad, would you like to tell us your confession? Give us the headline.
My confession is that if I had the money from the ages of about 25 to 45, I would definitely have been a Disney adult.
Oh, that's a good one.
I would have been one of those turds.
I mean,
the only thing that kept me from being one of those turds is I just couldn't. I've just never been able to afford it.
Thinking about
it's very expensive.
I was just thinking about it as you say. I mean, I think lifestyle. I would be too, because I went to Universal Studios with my college. One of the activities I was involved in, I was on the sales team. We had an actual team, and it was very well funded. So when we went to the international championships, we got to go for a whole week, and they paid for us to go to Universal Studios. I was probably 22 at the time, and it was awesome. So I'm with you. I would also be a Disney theme park adult.
Yeah, I still to this day, even now that I have very little interest in being a Disney adult. And Disney's made a heel turn in the last 5 years that make me sad.
Yeah.
But yeah, I still sometimes like go to sleep listening to just people walking through the parks.
You see, that's my argument is that you are a Disney adult. That it's not it wasn't a what if. That's not a what if situation.
I don't think you can be a Disney adult. I've only been to Disney World like 3 times.
Bathroom.
That's cool.
I don't.
You did. At a certain point in time, you did.
I did.
First of all, it's Minnie, okay?
I did at some point have. And it was difficult to maybe explain to people who maybe came to throw a charity bone my way. Yeah. Like, why is there a Mickey carpet in front of your toilet?
Yeah,
what is
Mickey
that?
Carpet, and was there a shower curtain?
There was a shower curtain.
It was the full set
telephone
of.
Yeah.
Whoa, the telephone's cool.
Telephone is very cool, and I still have the telephone.
That's nice.
And that's the one piece that probably didn't belong in the bathroom.
It didn't at
You just
all.
had to put it there because where
else is it going to go?
That's in case you fall in.
That's right.
Oh, I fell in. That is interesting. I think that's a good point. The income is only limiting the amount of public exposure of it.
Sure.
But on the inside, you're
okay.
you're
so
that
you
person.
could say that spiritually I was a Disney adult.
Yeah.
But I don't think you can call yourself a Disney adult if, like, I've only been to the parks somewhere between 3 and 5 times
3 and 5 dozen
as a
times.
grown up. I went a bunch as a kid,
Yeah.
which is why it got sort of drilled into my head. But
man.
yeah, depending on how you count it, I've really a few times as a grown up. And Disney adults go to the parks like every year.
Okay.
They go to the parks sometimes a couple of times a year. They buy they're DVC members and have timeshares and do all of that shit.
What is DVC?
It's the Disney Vacation Club.
Okay, gotcha.
It's where you buy a timeshare, but instead of buying a timeshare for like a specific place, you're basically buying Disney Vacation timeshare.
Oh, at the Disney properties. Very
interesting. And you get, I know way too much about this to not be one.
You're bolstering Cameron's case.
I kind of am. But yeah, no, it's I definitely if I had the money over the years, would have been there a lot.
I will say, like,
it's my favorite place.
When you were first talking about it, I was like, oh, he likes Disney. And then you were like, I do fall asleep listening to people's footsteps at the park that I want to be at. I was like, oh, he's in it.
Yeah.
And I respect that. I'm an anime lover, so I have my own thing going as well. So I'm not hating. I'm fascinated.
Yeah.
What got you? You said, well, what got you into Disney? How do you get to the place where when you're going to sleep, you're listening to people at the park? I didn't even know such a thing existed.
So I think a little bit of it is I was an unhappy child, a little bit on my own. I mean, it's a little bit on me. It didn't really have much. I didn't have like abusive parents or anything. I just was an unhappy child.
Gotcha.
And for whatever reason, we just took a lot of vacations to Disney World. I think my dad was fascinated with the sort of the behind the scenes stuff, how they do all of the things that they do.
Gotcha.
And we did that a lot when I was a kid. And those were my happy memories. Those were like that was like when I was a kid, that's when I wasn't just a depressed little turd.
That makes sense.
And
all I'm really thinking what you're trying to say is, well, I was molested on the Matterhorn. No, this is
I'm
how.
not sure it would have that effect, to be honest with you.
You're going back to the scene of the crime. You're like, either it's happening again or I'm solving the case.
But I do know that it's very real. Like, it's very visceral. It's not something that I can turn off and on. Like I said, Disney's made a heel turn, and if I had the resources to take a $6,000 vacation 2 or 3 times a year, I would maybe still do it.
Okay.
Because I went in 2022, I guess. Yeah, 2022, I went for a few days.
Yeah.
And I found myself, I found myself eating a Dole Whip in the lobby of Country Bear Hall. And I cried. I literally physically, I wasn't putting on a show for anybody. I didn't expect it to happen. I just started crying.
Whoa.
Because it's just my happy place. It's where I like to be. And I think it's always been like people, because of the internet and people learning how many of those people are out there.
Yeah.
That go to those parks for the last 50 years over and over and over and over and over again. That's just information we didn't have before the internet, before everybody had to tell everybody their business on the internet.
Yeah.
But and subconsciously, you must be thinking, well, at least among these people, I'm physically fit.
That's I mean, 100%.
Yeah.
100%. I'm a young, virile stud of a man in that community.
What it shows at a deeper level is your sexual market value is totally determined by whatever niche you occupy.
That's right. I could clean up.
Yeah. Oh my god.
You got to be really careful when you're saying that, though, because you're talking about a place that is primarily geared towards children.
Oh my god! I just said I would clean up at Disney World.
I mean, listen. I think you would. I think that it. I mean, I've overthought it, obviously, but I think that the parks have always been set up to attract adults. I mean, it's intentional. Okay.
Disney adults were intentional.
Okay.
Walt Disney himself said that, a certain amount of their energy is devoted to attracting the old crowd, the olds.
What parts of it are more geared towards adult? I actually haven't been in a long time. I've been to that Universal Studios years ago. That was my most recent.
Well, one of the things that they did that was brilliant, one of the things that they did that was kind of genius is when they were opening Disneyland in the 1950s, they in order to fund the park, they did a television show for ABC called Disneyland.
Okay.
And they showed cartoons and Disney films and stuff, but they also used it as an opportunity to talk about how they were building the park. So if you're sitting at home in the 1950s and you hear Disney is building a theme park, you're also getting information like once a week. You again, at the time, there's like 3 television networks, so a third of the company is watching them build this park piece by piece. Yeah. We're going to have this, and this is how we do that, and it sort of builds into a fan's mind that not only should I be enjoying the immersive, effects of this whole thing, but I also have an interest in. They built an underground city in Disney World so that they could pop up in different places and not have to break the theme when they go from this land to that land in their cowboy outfit or whatever. And so all of that because they told you all of that as a marketing ploy. And so I think the fascination with it is not even, it's not only that it's a cool thing to experience, but also how did they do that? Like, how did they make that effect work, or how did they make that thing happen? And so it is, I've met a lot of people who are in the community of Disney adults because they are literally city planners. Like cool. Their job is city planning. And so they get fascinated by, the transportation methods and how do they.
Yeah. I feel like you're viewing all of that those are some very rose-colored glasses.
Oh my God! Yeah,
it's not just
intentionally.
It's not sure.
He's a lover of the magic and an appreciator of the logistics.
Like to try to be like, Disney adult. They're city planners. They appreciate the underground. No, fuck off, man. It's people that are trapped in their shitty adult lives that use it as an escape. And don't mind.
I'm sure both are true.
That's right, but that's that's the other side of it. I think you're cynical,
it's
terrible,
all Peter
joyless
Pan syndrome shit.
You're cynical.
For every one city planner, there's probably 20 abuse victims.
Way more.
Your cynical and joyless interpretation here is a given, right? Like, I'm trapped in an unhappy childhood, and I haven't figured out a way to escape, for sure. Also, I'm interested in how it's done as well as like experiencing the magic itself.
I admit I probably would have a good time at the park as well because I get into the childlike whimsy.
Every single person who makes fun of me for my fascination with the parks at some point visits the parks with me or not with me or whatever.
Yeah.
And comes back and admits that I was right all along. That it's a fascinating part of American culture and history, and it's inescapable. If you're there for 3 days and you're in the Disney bubble for 3 days, you recognize this is something special. Like this is something that you're not going to get at Six Flags or someplace else. Like this is something very different and very cool. And I have turned several of my friends into either Disney adults or would-be Disney adults, and even this one. Listen to me talk about this bullshit over and over and over and over again. I went
with my parents to Disney World during COVID.
Oh,
yeah,
it was holiday 2020 when we shouldn't have been there, and it was still just like, fuck it, man. I'm riding Pirates of the Caribbean.
He's way more of like an amusement park guy. Like he's way more of a roller coaster enthusiast, a theme park guy. Than a Disney animated films guy. But that's part of what makes it so cool is that there's something for everybody to grab onto. Like like if you're not
not the children.
Not the children.
A lot of inanimate objects that you can touch.
Right. there are a lot of aspects of what those parks and stuff, what that company is that you know. It's everything from ESPN to Marvel to it's kind of all of American culture.
I probably don't even fully grasp the scope of Disney because I haven't been to the parks. So yeah, I did when I was. It just triggered a memory when I was really little. My family and my grandparents, we did a Disney cruise, and being in the. You're right.
Disney bubble.
In the bubble and not, just coming and going to like some random. It is a powerful, palpable. And that was also the time I had my first ever crush. I fell in love on a Disney.
Woof. That's awesome. Was she an American?
She was. I think she was from just like a couple states away from me. And we fell in love in the Goofy Drawing art class.
Sweet action.
And we would call each other on the hotel room telephones. And her name
did you see that these waffles aren't round here?
And no, I actually, you know what? You're kind of swaying me a little, and now I want to check it out.
I mean, it's it'll ruin your life, but it's fun. It's fun, and it's part of who I am, and I don't really try to escape it anymore.
You know what? That's a great confession because it's something I would have never known about you, but it does. Fill in the portrait of BradChad Porter.
It does make a weird amount of sense.
Yeah, I'm like, wow, you're like an interesting layered guy. You got Pokemon, you got Disney, but you're also like, I think society needs to hold up a mirror and reflect on its cynical, insidious rot,
I've always been a fan of things that are like joyful for the sake of joy.
Oh, yeah.
Right? Like I'm not trying to address a problem. I'm not trying to make a statement. I'm just trying to have some fun.
Yeah.
I hate commercialism and what it's done to us as a society.
I think Disney does
But
too.
I love, yeah. But I absolutely love the cartoons of the 80s that, taught me how to buy toys.
Yeah.
Like the whole point was, here, this is a toy we're going to try to sell you in a couple of months.
I was going to say, Disney's not joy for the sake of joy. That Disney is joy for the sake of capitalism, but
right. But I don't have to.
Right.
I don't have to engage. Like I don't.
Your engagement with it is like I just want to have fun.
Yeah.
With this.
Yeah. And I think that shit's important because I think it's the only thing ultimately that counterbalances all of the awful is just the opportunity to sit and laugh and be dumb.
I like that.
So I mean, if it's an evil, and my opinion changes back and forth, but currently my opinion is that it is evil. If it's an evil, it's a necessary evil.
Ooh.
If you take it out, if you just pulled that kind of joy out of our society, I don't think it lasts very long.
That makes sense. Like humans are tribal creatures who like to experience a sense of community, togetherness, and fun.
That's right.
Interesting.
That's right. Yeah. And if you take that away, and right now, our only obvious access to that experience is through commercialism.
Yeah.
And I think if you take it out, the whole system collapses. Because then what? Then we're all just gambling. Then everybody is just on their phone giving their money to an app.
Yeah, that's true.
Forever and ever.
I've been to the casino with a couple comedians, and they go, it happens quick.
Now I want to make a Disney World gambling app.
Yeah.
I'm gonna bet.
Sadly, as part of their heel turn, you can bet on ESPN now, right?
Yeah.
Isn't that a thing?
Can you bet on how long you're gonna wait to get on fucking I don't know, Splash Mountain? I'm enough one to know that Splash Mountain doesn't actually exist anymore, but they're only in Japan.
There are props. There are prop bets for everything. So I'll bet you could do some. I bet there's some Disney prop bets.
Yeah, I bet because on Polymarket and Kalshi, any odds can be created for anything. So you could definitely make something on there.
Yeah, it'd be hard to demonstrate.
What are the odds Brad fucks a Disney adult at the all sports resort or whatever?
Yeah, that's the one where all the cheerleading competition kids are at.
Oh,
I don't
Let's
like
do
that
art of
aware
animation.
That.
Yeah.
Well, I bet
Let's
some of
do
the
Art of
cheer
Man.
moms, there's a lot of stress. You could provide a little bit of
Oh, that's
relief.
right. Cheer moms. I could be a real relief
Yeah.
to a cheer mom.
And I'm sure if you really espoused their praises, because they're living vicariously through the performance.
That's
so
right.
if you're like, you're the star, they're like, I still am.
That's right. That's right.
Give me your
I
penis.
don't like how much of this podcast has been devoted to tricking people into sleeping with us.
Well, just wait
But
for
I'm-
my story. What if my story was like 12 years ago, I pretended to be a soon-to-be famous female comedian and made out with my dream crush in the back. He was so drunk, he thought I was the same girl from the comedy club.
Perfect.
Yeah, good story.
Checks
That was
out.
a very interesting story. That's a good confession because it's something I would have never guessed about you.
No.
And yours as
I
well.
don't talk about it a ton I talk about it a ton with Cameron because he's weirdly a safe space.
He's like, have
Yeah,
you seen
yeah.
what they did to Wally?
Yeah,
Is
we
Wally
have.
Pixar or is he Disney?
He's Pixar, but Pixar is
Pixar is with
Disney,
Disney.
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I haven't kept up with the corporate tree.
I mean, at this point, 60% of media is Disney.
I did
That's
hear
true.
Disney
I mean-
recently bought Creed as well.
Sure. I mean, it's Orlando based. They had to.
would not shock me.
No, they are. Yeah.
That is not. That is a stone's throw from the truth.
That is cool. Good confession. Good confession. Woo! Oh, I hit the wrong button. Damn it. Hold on. There we go.
What sound effect was the one you hit?
Wait, what is that?
Boing.
Oh, it was what's the one? What is it called? The tudooch.
Oh, okay, the rim shot.
Rim shot. Yeah. I was gonna say rim job, and I was like, that's something else.
Then you got a different sort of roadcaster. It's giving
Just hit the button. It's like. Blah, 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 blah.
The next button down. I was like, I'll do. So my confession is a little silly, but I'll do it quick, and then we'll do your right at like 43 minutes. So
Okay.
I think we're on track here. So my confession is that in 4th grade, I cheated on a spelling test, and it altered the course of my life forever. Sounds a little dramatic. Here's what happened. I'm in 4th grade. I've always been really passionate about academics. Like, a lot of people use the argument of like, oh, grades don't matter. Like, working this hard on your grades doesn't matter. I was like, oh, okay, well, and what are you doing with your time? I'm trying to be good at something. That was always, I didn't care that it didn't matter. I just wanted to do good at whatever I was doing.
Give me that star sticker.
Oh,
Yeah.
dude.
Loved the star
yeah.
stickers. I loved I just like, trying. I don't know if it was like in my nature or the way I was raised. I'm not sure what it's attributed to, but whatever I'm doing, it's like I just want to try my hardest. Sometimes
I
that
spend a
works
lot of
against me.
time driving for Uber Eats,
Yeah.
and I don't give 2 shits about that job.
Yeah.
But if my numbers start to get bad, I get real pissy about it.
Yeah, you're like, hold on.
I get real like, fix this.
You're like, yeah, I was the guy with the cheese pizza 2 days ago. You a 4-star. What was?
Yeah.
What about the pizza was wrong? So anyway, I'm in 4th grade. Grades are kind of kept in elementary school. I mean, they still have them, but I think everybody makes decent grades in elementary school if you're like showing up and attempting. But we had like we would track how good you did on the spelling test. That's very arbitrary. And I hadn't missed a word all year, and there was a few kids in the class that hadn't. And we got to the spelling test would be based on whatever subject we were studying at the time. We were studying plants, photosynthesis, and I had studied all the tough words like photosynthesis, like chlorophyll. One of the words was glucose. And for some reason, it was such a simple, I just hadn't devoted the proper study time to it. And it's the last word. And I didn't know if it was Glucose or Gluecose. For the record, it is the one without the E. But so I've written Glucose. That's correct, but I'm not sure. The girl to my right, her name was Claire. She was the smartest girl in the class, great at spelling, and I knew it was wrong. And I was like, if I look at Claire's paper because she had finished, I was like, I can figure out what she's answering on the spelling test. And so, she had pulled away because she was done. And the teacher would always come grab him. And it was kind of right then. And I looked over. And she had spelled it Gluecose. So I changed mine to that. Instantly, I feel terrible. Mine's picked up. So it's done. And then the next day, how they do it is you just pass them around. You grade each other's. And so we grade, and I already know, and I get mine back, and that was the only word I missed. And when they revealed that it was spelled GLUCOSE, I already felt terrible. Then I felt even worse.
Because you were like, I cheated, and it's the reason I'm not flawless now.
So then everybody was like, wow, Claire and Cody both got it wrong. So because there was like 4 of us who hadn't missed a word all year. 2 were knocked off the top of the
they sit next to each other.
I've never thought about that. Maybe she was cheating on my test. But it was, we were seated by last name, and her last name started with an S, and mine was with a T, so we were just right next to each other. But anyway, long story short, it was like this. Even though whatever age you're at, you feel like old and wise. So what are you in 4th grade? 10, something like that.
That's sure.
10 or 11, something 9. It was just the realization that like, wow, I did something wrong, and it didn't lead to the result I wanted. So I feel this guilt, and I felt like a fraud. And then I also felt like, no, but I actually got it right. So then it was just like, it took me like months to work through. I just felt like down and melancholy. And I was like, man. And I decided, I was like, you know what? It was, even if I had gotten it right, that was the big realization, is like, even if it had been right, this feeling is so horrible that I just can never do it again.
Yeah.
I have to survive on my own merit. And if I fail on my own merit, that's better than succeeding on someone else's. And the realization was because like, just because I use someone else's resources doesn't even mean that it'll work out. And it really did affect my entire life. Like I think about that memory all the time. And it was truly like, so before comedy, I played golf. And the reason I was able to reach such a high level of golf at like the professional stage was that I had this internal method of evaluation. Like if I'm doing my best, the outcome will be what it will be. All I can control are the inputs to a certain point. And it really radically changed me even as a 4th grader. So it's a very
How old are you now?
I'm 30.
So at 30 years old,
yes,
you still think about the word glucose
all the time.
Like you get tempted to cut a corner or half-ass something, and your thought is, nope, glucose.
100%.
And that's crazy awesome. I mean, wow.
My only thought was when you went through the period of melancholy after the fact, that it really could have turned around for you if you had just gotten a trip to Disney World.
Yeah.
Learned about glucose on the Living with the Land ride.
If only the Disney cruise had happened during that period, my whole thought process would have been like, when I screw up, I need to go to Disney and spend money. I would be broke.
It'll take my mind off the problems that I have by
true.
hanging out with the mouse.
Oh, that's really funny. I had never thought of either of those angles, going to Disney or that she and I were in coots, and that's how we got so high on the spelling leaderboard.
That is so different from my experience of school. Like that is just not.
If you had offered me $1 billion, I could not tell you a single spelling word that I had in the 4th grade.
Yeah. I mean, I'm trying to think. I had a really embarrassing I was supposed to be really good at spelling, and I had a reputation in the 4th grade of being really good at spelling, and then
4th grade spelling's big in 4th grade.
I got busted on something. I remember being just a crap word, like a I don't remember what, but for my life I can't remember. It was an embarrassing moment in my life.
Like 2 weeks ago,
spelling bee wise,
I had to be a part of the spelling beer thing.
Yeah,
I bet that's tough.
Yeah, well, I wasn't competing. I was I don't know why I was there, to be honest. There was no need for me to be there. But the point is that even as adults, those people take that shit crazy serious.
Super seriously.
And it's supposed to be, it's spelling beer, so they're supposed to be drinking.
Yeah.
But the people that are really good at it don't care about that part.
They're trying to lock in.
Yeah, they're just doing that because there's no such thing really as an adult spelling bee that's not tied to booze.
That doesn't force you to get drunk.
Yeah. So they just,
That's actually really funny. Like you have, 30 people sign up, 26 are hammered and having fun, and 4 are like just locked the fuck in.
I mean, there's a lot of that in like bar trivia too, where like there's always the 2 teams that are like there to beat each other, and everyone else is just furniture. Yeah,
they have intimate knowledge of the behind the scenes productions of Gone with the Wind. They're like, no, we know this shit. Bark does trivia, or they used to do like trivia.
Yeah, and
nights.
some of the clubs still do. I think
Okay.
I'll see it on like the when they send the what you're available for, and it's like we need a host for Friends trivia. And it's just like no. And I don't think Oklahoma City does it anymore. I don't think they ever really got a crowd to go there for that. But I don't know. I mean, we're friends with a dude that does lots of local trivia.
Yeah,
and it just seems like just misery.
Yeah, well, he hates hosting trivia.
Oh,
I mean,
man.
it's not that it's just trivia isn't so bad, but they also do weird stuff like some game called like Singo.
It's
like bingo with songs.
Yes, I've played that before.
Yeah. So there's some of that stuff that's just unredeemable, but trivia is a little different. Trivia can be fun, I think. Both to host and to play.
I think those kind of things are really fun if you don't like use your phone. If you're just really trying to figure it out.
Right.
The one time I did Singo, tell me if this is the game you're thinking of, is how it was played. I think I'm thinking of the right thing is they would play a song. You had to know what song it was, and you could mark off that space on your card. Is that right?
Right. Yeah.
So the people I was playing with, as soon as the song started, they
Just
would just
Shazam it. Yeah.
and then I was like,
Yeah, what's the
"You're
fun
not
of
even
that?
playing.
Yeah.
Like we're just."
Well, technically, you're still playing bingo. Technically, the game is still.
I guess that's true.
A
Bingo's
game of
just an
chance.
entirely luck based.
Yeah, it's still a game of chance, so it doesn't really matter if you look it up if you don't know it.
Yeah.
It would be. I think it's fun. It's more fun.
Yeah, in order to truly win that, it's a
The
two-tiered.
fun is guessing the song.
Right.
Yeah. I did. Do you guys know who Tony Roberts is? He's like an older black comedian.
Oh no.
Yeah.
So he, I got to open for him a couple months ago when he came through Oklahoma City, and I did really bad. His audience didn't quite. He's like really old. Like he was on Def Comedy Jam. He like came up with Bernie Mac, and as soon as Bark paired me with him, I was like, oh, this will be a challenge. For me. And
because the audience is black people my age.
Yes,
is what
and
it is.
They were. I mean, I tried all sorts of different. I was really struggling, and he had told me at the beginning of the weekend. He was like, "Yeah." He was like, they have you doing 12. If you're cooking, do 20. He's like, and after the feature, do a little more time. I was like, this is not. I think
that is not how this is going to unfold.
I did a crisp 10, if that, each time. And a lot of it was just like, are you guys ready for Tony? So anyway, he had this bit. The reason I mentioned him is he had this bit about his mom is really into. He's 62, and his mom, I guess, is in her 80s, but she still plays bingo at these big bingo halls. I mean, he said every day. I don't know, but he said like she's playing all the time. He said she went with her. His bit was like, because you can get multiple cards. He said, this is how it goes. He said, a bingo game takes 6 hours because they'll B9. And he does it for like a minute and a half. And the audience, like, they laugh at first and it dies out. Then they laugh again. And then by the time he's like 90 seconds in, people are just dying laughing because he's miming out that they're marking 55 cards. Yeah. And I saw it 4 times and it was funny every time.
Yeah.
I mean, those big bingo parlors still exist. I mean, they were way more prevalent before Indian casinos existed here.
Okay.
Because that was, for whatever reason, a
That
form
was
of
like
gambling.
the only gambling you could do.
That was legal. But there's still a few, like on the south side, that,
I
exist.
think, I drive by
There's
one.
a big one right off I-35.
Yeah, that's the one I'm thinking of. That's what I'm thinking.
There's one in
when
my
I go to the
neighborhood.
Fellows, I see that one.
There's one in my neighborhood on 50th and Meridian, and I keep called Bingo City, and I keep almost going.
That would, I mean, it'd
just
because
I want to see it. Like I remember going to bingo with my aunt.
Yeah.
When I was a little kid, and I just want to. I know in my soul, and I haven't been since I was 10 years old, but I know in my soul that it is exactly the same.
Yeah.
That the room smells the same. That the bingo daubers are all from the same company. Like that it's all exactly the same.
Oh man.
And I just haven't verified it yet. Can I tell a story about cheating?
Sure. Yeah. But my final thought I thought of just a second ago, and then I want to hear yours.
Yeah.
And then you tell us your last thing, and we'll wrap this up.
Yeah.
I think the only reason I've been able to everybody has their own reasons for doing comedy, but like the reason that like after a bad show, like it really hurts, or in a good show, you're supposed to feel really good. I think the reason I've been able to, just in my personal experience, the reason in comedy I've been able to stay even keel is that 4th grade spelling bee experience taught me that inputs matter more than outcomes. So if I try my hardest and I have a bad show, it hurts, but I'm like, you know what? I tried my best. We'll learn from it.
And it's part of it. It's part of getting the outcome that you want.
The flip side, if I'm not as prepared, but I still happen to have a good set, I actually obviously it's still fun, but I know deep down that is temporary and will quickly erode if I don't put in the work. So I think that it has really helped me in areas I would never have imagined, like a spelling test in 4th grade. It's like, this comedy thing is something I want to do for the rest of my life, and it's helped me with perspective on that even. So
the idea of I don't think that I stumbled into that truth until my 30s.
Yeah. Hey, that's me.
That whole all that matters is the inputs, and you just let the outcome be what it is. I feel like I came to that in my 30s. I was never going to get that in school. I had a very different experience.
Well, it's because you knew how to spell glucose.
That's true.
You had a diabetic stepmom, and you were fucking on it. That just
no. You know what's funny? What if I really had just known how to spell the word, and I turned into like a piece of shit asshole that just like imagine that without. I wonder if I would have ever learned the lesson any other way.
I don't know how. But I don't think I turned into a piece of shit asshole. But I cheated hard. In high school, Algebra 2 ruined my life. I was
tough subject.
Bumping along just fine, and then Algebra 2 I crumbled. And I did none of the homework.
Oh no.
And I just gave up. I just gave up immediately. Day 3, super hard, fuck this, I quit. And I didn't do any of the homework, and I think I made a high C in that class based only on my test scores.
Nice, because
I cheated. This is back in the day when everything was analog.
Yeah.
Right, and so in order to do an Algebra 2 test, you needed a calculator.
Yeah,
and my buddy Danny he's really smart, really good at math. He would finish a test in 10 minutes.
Whoa.
And so I would let him finish his test. While he was taking his test, I would write down all the problems on my test in case they're different. And on a piece of paper, and I would fold up that piece of paper. I would be like, hey, Danny, can I borrow your calculator? And he would give me his calculator, and I would stuff my questions in the calculator behind the instructions, and I would hand him his calculator back. He would take it out, do the test, my test, hand it back to me, and then I would just copy his test, the test that he did for me. I would just copy it down, and I had the work, and I had everything.
Whoa.
And so I would just turn that in, and I would make a 98 or a 97 or whatever. And then Danny was like, I'm kind of getting tired of doing your tests.
That was going to be my name. I was like, are you blowing this guy? Why is
he
doing
was,
this
he was
for
like,
you?
he really early on, he was like, So I had to think of why would Danny want to do this test for me? So then what we started to do is taking the test that he did for me, that piece of paper, smuggling it out of the classroom, go into the office, and then make copies of it. And then we sold those copies for $10 a pop.
Oh, yeah.
And then people were like, well, what if I don't get that test? What if I get there's usually 2 or 3 versions of the test, and they're only off by a negative sign here and there or whatever. So how do I know I'm getting the test? And you're like, you don't, but you have a 50% chance of getting a 98 on this test for $10. And people were like, shit, give me one. So, and then we split the money. So that's how I kept it. That's how I kept it going. And at one point, they thought they caught it. They knew we were cheating.
They didn't know how.
They just didn't know how. And so they called us into the office, and they were like, we know you're cheating. And we were like, no, we weren't. And they were dumb enough to try to, they were like, there were different tests. And so that's how we caught you. And so we were like, we know that. And we've already worked around that. Yeah. And so we could just deny.
You're like, our prices reflect that it's not a guarantee.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. If I was giving you 100%, we would be selling these things for $25.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dude, that's awesome. You know what? I'm the tapestry of BradChad is really coming together for me. We've got some Disney whimsy. We've got some entrepreneurial genes.
Yeah,
We've got some real
got a little hustle going.
Yeah, it's like, oh, you know what? I suck at algebra too, but I'm just going to take this lying down. I'm going to figure some shit out. And then when my plug maybe bails on me, I'm not going to take the L. I'm going to figure out a small business to start. This is good.
Suddenly I can afford more Skid Row cassettes.
Yeah.
That's right. That's exactly right.
How do you think he paid for the Mickey phone?
That's right.
Well, yeah.
That's right.
Man, good story. Good story. Cameron, do you want to bring us home? You got another story, and then we'll do a plug for the shows.
Yeah. If people want to follow my secret Instagram account, they can follow. They can follow at Fried Fish Sandwiches.
Is this real?
This is 1,000% real.
Whoa.
He's been doing it for years.
Are you active on there?
I mean, it usually during Lent. Because that's when it's just, I think there's like 75 posts.
Oh,
and all they are pictures of fried fish sandwiches and a review of a fried fish sandwich.
I like it.
And because
it draws a crazy eclectic crowd too. Like what fascinated me, he's done it for years.
Whoa. It's like 5 years maybe now. It'll be like 1 year or 2 years I went really hard.
Yeah.
And did like 40 fish sandwiches and like that period, like, because during Lent, it's, people don't eat beet meat or whatever.
Okay.
So like that's
You're
why
showing them where to get the alternatives.
Well, I'm not sure. It's just every fast food place offers their limited time option during the month of March is always a fish sandwich. So I went and try all the, the fucking new Arby's fish sandwich has, King's Hawaiian bread this year. But like, yeah, it's weird. The news reporter, what's his name?
Lance West, I think, follows that account.
Lance West will comment every time about like it has strong opinions. And
so,
like
I went on a date with his daughter.
I love the idea of Lance West, who I grew up sort of, watching on the news, has strong opinions about fish sandwiches. It made me.
Have you guys ever seen him in person?
I don't believe so.
He's 6'7".
He's enormous.
He's a huge guy.
It's crazy.
He's a big dude.
I had no concept of it before you walk in the room.
Yeah.
He was in a movie I did a couple years ago, and I was just like, all right, okay.
So are all the ogles massive too? Is that just a thing? Or all like the ogles massive too?
They're not all huge, but they're kind of huge. Like the men are huge, but
I had
the ladies aren't like abnormally large.
I had a journalism class with one of the daughters. I remember her being of average size.
Probably Abigail at the time.
Abigail, yeah.
Yeah, so
she's a normal sized person.
Are you? I'm not familiar with the calendar dates of Lent. Did you participate this year?
I've only done a few this year. The last couple of years.
More than one, though.
Yeah, I think there's been like 4 or 5 posts this year, and then like 4 or 5 last year. But
has there been any standouts? Like you tried one and you expected nothing, got a lot, or expected a lot, got nothing?
Well, the best one I've ever had was LaSalle's in Tulsa. They have the best po' boys, and they went out of business. But now they're back open. The dude who ran the kitchen runs the Tulsa Pump.
Tulsa Pump.
So like the bar that used to be here.
Yeah.
There's one, and so they have the best. So if you want the best fried fish sandwich I've ever had, it's at the Pump in Tulsa.
Okay, I'm gonna be there tomorrow if I can.
After he'd done this for a couple of years, and I think one time he'd done it for a couple of years, and then he came to Arkansas where I was. He came and did middle at
Comedy Club.
Yeah. At a club I was managing, and he was like, "We got to go get." I think it was Arby's. We got to go to Arby's and get their fish sandwich or whatever. And I was like, "All right." And I kind of played along, and now I kind of do it too. Like I don't post it. I don't have an secret Instagram.
But you're kind of going around testing.
But I do. I've had 6 or 7 of them this year.
Nice.
You might have had more than I had.
Yeah. Like it is. It is.
But part of it's funny to me that there's one person I know that doesn't know I'm the person, but they'll repost my review. Like, so
they're like, this is important.
This is and it's because it's just absurd enough to be entertaining to me. Like,
that's fun.
It's such a random like weirdo thing that like
I
it's
like
interesting to So
I'm
anyone that
always
sees us, don't
fascinated
spoil.
by what you find fascinating.
Okay.
Because
Yeah.
some stuff you're just like, that's bullshit, that's stupid. But some
Yeah.
stuff you're like, no, this is fucking cool.
Yeah.
I like that.
But yeah, so
Roller coasters, butt rock, and fish sandwiches. Everything else can fuck off.
And rock music.
yeah, I mean that's the butt rock, but yeah, it's
Oh, I thought butt rock was a mountain that you were talking. I didn't know what. I was like, when you said that, I was like, Cameron likes hiking. Wow.
no, never.
Okay.
No.
What is butt rock?
It's. I mean, people. You could claim that it's rock music that sounds like ass, but that's not where it comes from.
Okay.
It comes from rock radio stations like the one I work at that would say we play nothing but rock.
Oh, okay.
And that's where it kind of whatever.
Gotcha.
So it's a generic term for the genre of Creed or whatever.
It's
Gotcha.
everything. It's everything from glam metal to new metal. It's
Okay,
It's
cool.
It's all that. It's all that. If it's on the cat, it's in there.
Gotcha. Okay, let's see. Cameron, what time did you say we needed to wrap up?
I mean, whatever.
Like
I think
you
I'm
said,
good.
2:45.
Yeah, I'm probably good.
Okay, we're at an hour, but it's 2:30. I want to ask a couple more questions
Yeah.
about just you in general, if that's
okay.
all right.
Yeah, go for it.
The first is about rock music in general. So, because I like rock music, but I don't want to claim the fandom because I don't want to embarrass the culture of rock.
Sure.
I love AC/DC. Listen to it every day.
Yeah.
Is that like when you hear somebody say that, is that like somebody coming up and being like, dude, I love Matt Rife? Or is that like...
No, because I think rock music is different in that way where I don't think I have that reaction to any... Like that... First off, AC/DC is great. So you can't,
I love AC/DC.
Yeah, they're genuinely good band.
And you can...
I always in high school I was always a little bitchy about AC/DC
Okay.
because it was a different time, and also it's a little simple. Like it's a little
Yeah, it
boom
is.
chick, boom chick, boom chick, and so
I think that's probably what I love about it.
yeah,
It's just very straightforward.
yeah, and I think I moved on in my life and now look back on AC/DC as one of my favorite bands just because it's a Back in Black is like the core. Every party I ever attended when I was still having fun in life,
Yeah.
dude, that song was a big part of it. So
Can you imagine if he went to Disney World and they played Back in Black?
I went to Disney World in a Kiss t-shirt and got compliments from cast members all day long.
Oh, that's awesome.
Well, I can one up that story. I went to Disney World and saw Aerosmith.
Oh my gosh.
That's ridiculous. I hate that story.
Wait,
There's
how
so
is that
few
possible?
times that I look at Cameron's life and go like, you son of a bitch.
So there was...
We've got the Cab and we've got Disney Aerosmith.
So Aerosmith had they were the band there's the Rockin' Roller Coaster.
Oh,
At
I've ridden that roller
at Hollywood
coaster.
Studios, and so I just
Incredible
happened to be on
experience.
vacation there the week that it was opening,
Oh, that's sick.
and so we were there at MGM whatever, and like there's clearly something going on,
Okay.
like there's like news people and stuff, and I know my dad like asked like somebody like what is happening, and they're like, oh, it's just whatever, like kind of get like brushed off, and then I'm like, no, that lady over there, that is a VH1 VJ, like that's so and so.
Oh, shit.
Something is happening. And then a few minutes later, like there's basically a parade of Aerosmith driving down the street to go ride their roller coaster for the first time.
Holy shit.
And it's like the grand opening day. Because again, this is internet existed, but not great. Like not,
Yeah. You're not going to know. You're not going to be
Yeah.
able to do the research before you go.
Yeah. So just randomly saw, didn't see them play, but they were,
But you saw
drove
them
by.
at their... Dude, that's sick.
So, yeah. What was I saying? Oh, I was just thinking of it's also cool that AC/DC, they're named after slang for bisexuality and didn't know that.
Whoa.
Like that's what AC/DC, like alternate current,
Whoa.
direct current means bisex. Like, and so it's funny that like, AC/DC and Rainbow probably toured together at some point in 1977 and neither knew the connotations that they were like.
They look out, they're like, wow, our fans are colorful tonight. This is... I remember because I went to like this really small Christian school and they told us it stood for Antichrist Devil Child.
Sure.
And you'd be amazed. I thought that was true. So in middle school, when I went to public school, and my dad's a huge rock fan, so he starts to introduce me to his music. I was like, oh, this stands for that. He's like, no, it doesn't.
They're just-
It did just never come
Yeah,
up. He's like,
right.
it's alternate current, direct current. I was like, what? He's like, the little lightning bolt didn't give. I thought that was Satan's fury. You know?
they saw it on the back of Angus's sister's sewing machine.
Oh, is that really
That's
how?
literally- yeah.
Oh my gosh, that's cool. Which one was it? I'm gonna expose my lack of knowledge here. Angus was the one that dressed like a schoolboy.
He's the one in the
was
school,
like,
yeah.
And he was like 14 when they started.
Yeah, he's crazy young.
That's amazing.
Because he's still only like 70.
And they've been around for 55 years.
Yeah, early 70s, yeah.
Crazy, dude. That's incredible. So I'm trying to think, what would be the final? Yeah, how do you, did you ever want to be a rock star? Or did you always want to be like a comedian and just appreciated the music?
Yeah, no, I grew up thinking I would be a music journalist. Like, that was the goal.
And you are.
Yeah, I mean, in a way. Just not smart enough to, like, write. But, like, intelligently, at least. But, yeah, no, I mean, I took guitar lessons and stuff in like the 6th grade and nothing stuck because, you actually have to work at that. You have to practice.
Music instruments are hard.
Yeah, it's way too much of a time commitment. It's a lot easier to just fucking go get drunk at open mics.
Yeah. Now, dude, I got to put you on Coke Zero now that you're sober.
Oh, I mean, I drink like a gallon of coffee now. It's just it's somehow the flip switched and it's just, yeah.
Yeah. Dang.
I'm just realizing now that all of Cameron's dreams have come true.
They have.
I don't think that's
I
true.
kinda hate
We're
that.
sitting in a side room of a strip mall off the turnpike.
I didn't say you had good dreams. I'm just saying they came true.
Dude, that's funny. I think that's a perfect segue into another dream come true. Cameron Buchholtz is headlining Bricktown Comedy Club, Oklahoma City, April 19th. Any final thoughts you guys want to share?
No, BricktownComedy.com for tickets, and that's, yeah.
BradChad at OFX, episode 2, Don't Suck, April 26th. Get your tickets at ticketstorm.com.
Hell yeah. Dude, headlining the home club. That's awesome. I can't wait to see it.
Yeah, man.
Thank you both for being here.
Thanks for having me.
This has been Comedic Confessions. We'll see you next time.